Hey guys, Brandon here from Stepz. Firstly, thanks heaps for your purchase. It means a lot to us. Start off by laying out all the parts from the box and confirm that you have received everything. You can use our instruction sheet to tick off that you have received every part. This is the time to get a general idea of what every part is. Now, if you have ordered one of our add-ons or adapter plates, the process may differ slightly, so please read the instructions from your add-on or the adapter plate first before carrying out this video. Okay, now that you can confirm that you have all the parts in the kit, lay out the required tools as listed in the instruction sheet. You can also use the instruction sheet and tick these tools off to confirm that you have it, and it's a nice, easy, smooth install process. If you are missing any parts, you can email us at info@stepzco.com or use a live chat on our website and we'll be more than happy to assist. Okay, now you have confirmed all the parts from the box and you have confirmed all the tools that are required, it is time to start assembling your new Stepz Next Gen kit. Give the instruction sheet a good read over and also watch to the end of this video and it will give you a really good understanding of how to install your Stepz Next Gen kit. It is an easy 11 step-by-step process and you've already completed step number 1, so let's jump on to step number 2. Step number 2 is to choose your mounting spot. We're going to be doing a benchtop installation here just to give you an idea on how to actually install the steps themselves. But on your boat trailer, please check the front and make sure that nothing's going to foul anywhere. Now on to step number 3. Step number 3 is installing the grip tape to the platforms. Lay out your 3 step platforms, your 3 grip tapes and the 3 alcohol wipes, and let's jump into it. Start off by opening up your alcohol wipe. Wipe down the top side of the step platform with the press facing downward. Now do that for all 3 platforms. Now once you have let the alcohol dry off for 30 seconds, it's now time to install the grip tape. Start by peeling off one top corner of the grip tape, like so. Leave around a 5mm gap around the edge of the grip tape and push down firmly. Then remove the backing to around about halfway and holding the gap the same edge on the opposite side, push down. Then peel the backing off the whole way and push from the middle out. Then I like to hold the grip tape and push down. Do that for all 3 platforms. Now, once all those platform grip tapes are installed, now it's time to use your sharp object and poke the holes through the bottom of the grip tape. So I just like to go from the bottom up through the grip tape and just poke it through just like that. Now it's time for step 4. Step 4 is greasing the bolts. Apply a light amount of grease or oil to the thread end where the nut is going to go on the thread. This will stop the thread from binding up. Do this to all bolts. Also, as an added option, you can install Tef Gel or Duralac to the parts of the threads where it's going to touch on the aluminium. This will prevent a little bit of dissimilar metal corrosion over the years. Now it's time for step number 5, building the step platform assemblies. For this, you will need your platforms that you have installed the grip tape to. You'll also need your left and your right step holders and also your M6 bolt kits. Start by getting your platform and pushing the M6 bolt up through the grip tape and through the platform. Do this for all 4 holes. Once you've got those 4 through and pushed up, just like so, we're going to grab our left and our right step holders, and these install with the pressed edge faced out. just like so. Then we're going to go on with a washer. And then on with a nut. Repeat that for the other side. Then grab the opposite side step holder and do the same process. Now repeat that same process for the other two step assemblies. Okay, once you've got all those step assemblies loosely put together, it's time for step number 6, which is installing the step assemblies to the upright. You'll need your upright, the 3 step assemblies, and your 8 M10 by 100 bolts here. Lay your upright down flat on the bench with the sticker facing upward. Now the sticker is the lower part of the upright. Grab your step assembly. You've got 6 bolts here that these step assemblies go through. You've got these 2 lower bolts on the bottom. Leave those for now, they're for the pivot plates later on. Push that step assembly down over the top and locate the holes through. Now's the point where you can loosely determine your pivot position. Most of the time I recommend to go with the middle pivot position to start with. So we're going to use the middle hole on the 3 options on the step assembly. Then install the washer and the nut on the other side. Repeat this process. Once you do get to installing the 3rd step on the system, if you have ordered our 4th step kit, now's the time to loosely install that 4th step kit. Read the instructions now and watch that video and actually get that loosely installed. But for now, I'm going to continue on and install this 3rd step. Now that you have all that loosely installed, just go through and confirm that you have everything in the correct position. Make sure that you have a washer either side of the bolt, the nut end and the bolt end. Just cross-reference everything and make sure it looks like what I've completed here. Now's the time for step number 7. Now you'll need the assembly that we've just built. You'll also need your top pivot plate, your bottom pivot plate, your base plate, the 5 M10 by 35 bolt kits, and also your 2 leftover M10 by 100mm bolt kits. Just for now, put aside the assembly that we've just made and let's get on to building the pivot plate swivel plate assembly. Now our pivot plates use an overlapping design. The top pivot plate overlaps the bottom pivot plate. Then these pivot plates bolts down to the base plate with a bolt coming up from the bottom, locking all that in. The pivot plates has 3 positions. We're currently using the middle position. Remember what I said before? So we're going to use the middle bolt. The swivel assembly has 5 positions. The 5 positions are accessed by using this base plate with these holes. There's also a hole in the middle which just secures the whole lot. To access all 5 positions, you can flip the kit over. For this demonstration, I'm going to install the setup in the middle swivel position, but feel free to use the swivel position that works best for you, that gets your setup out of the road of things like the winch post, jockey wheel, those sorts of things. So start by holding that all together and pushing your M10 by 35mm bolt up through the bottom, making sure you have a washer on the bottom side, then installing a washer on the top, and then installing your nut. Repeat this for the middle bolt, for the middle hole, and the other 3 holes. Okay, once they are all loosely installed, we're going to bring back our assembly that we built earlier on, and we are going to marry the 2 assemblies together. So we're going to start by sliding the RHS upright down in the position shown. We're going to grab one of our M10 by 100 bolts and push it through the same way that we have for the step assembly bolts. Do the same for the swivel position bolt. Match the position that you are using. And a washer and a nut on the other side. Now, once you've got everything all loosely installed, it's now a great time to actually just jump up to the drawbar and roughly sit it in position and make sure there is no fouling going on. Things to be careful of are the anchor on the boat, the bowsprit on the boat, bow rails, anything on the trailer like jockey wheel, brake boosters, winch post, anything like that. Just make sure, sit it on there, make sure that nothing is getting in the road, nothing is hitting. This is my makeshift drawbar here, but just make sure that you've also got nice clean access up to the front of the boat. Now time for step number 9, it's time to grab your two 17mm spanners and we are going to tighten up every bolt on the setup. Start off by your two pivot plate bolts, tightening up them nice and firmly. Then the 5 M10 by 35mm bolts that hold the base plate to the pivot plates, starting off by the middle bolt. Flip the unit to access the other side. Then the 6 M10 by 100mm bolts holding on the step assemblies to the upright. Then lastly, the M6mm bolts holding on the step platform to the step assembly holders, using your Allen key and your M10 spanner. Now time for step number 10, installing the assembly to the boat, the fun part. We've got our HDPE packers, we've got our fish plates and our M12 bolt kit. Start off by inserting the bolts through the correct holes in the fish plates. As standard, our next gen kit suits 75 and 100mm wide drawbars. This drawbar example that I have here is 75mm wide, so I'm going to be using the 75mm holes. Push your bolt through the fish plate, just like so, and do that for both. Once you've got those pushed through, have those sitting on the ground near the drawbar with your spanners ready to go, so you can do this all in a one-person operation. Grab your HDPE packers and install them roughly in about the position that you're going to be installing it onto the trailer. Then have nuts, washers, fish plates, bolts and spanners all nearby so they're easy to grab onto. Push the fish plates up through the bottom of the HDPE packers. In my situation here, I've got them held, but if not, you will just hold everything into place. You can get someone to give you a hand here. Grab your full assembly and insert it over the holes that match your drawbar position. Then install your washers, and lastly your nuts. In some situation, these bolts will be a little bit longer coming through depending on the depth of your drawbar. You do have the option to cut these beforehand. As the kit comes with nylock bolts, you may want to do that so you don't have to screw the nylock bolt the whole way down. Or you can also cut them once you have installed it to the trailer. Now I'm going to go through and tighten up those bolts, tightening them all down evenly and nice and tight. Then just installing your end cap with a piece of wood or a rubber mallet, just smacked straight in the top of the RHS upright, and that's you complete. So there you have it, the Stepz Next Gen kit, fully installed, ready to go, ready to use. Also in the package, you will see a thank you card with a QR code. We would be absolutely muchly appreciated if you are able to scan that QR code and send us through some photos, even some videos of your setup. Now, if you do so, you will be in the running to win a prize. These prizes currently are drawn either monthly or quarterly, but definitely an opportunity to jump onto and see if you can jump in the running to win one of those prizes. Thanks heaps for your purchase. Bye for now.